He's now running for president as an independent candidate. He's made getting money out of politics his primary issue in this campaign. His message of government reform and getting money out of politics is uniting the country the way no other candidate can do. The base of support right now is about 30% Republicans, 30% Democrats, and about 40% independent-minded voters. And myself, in dealing with a lot of our supporters and our volunteers who call in and who email, it's not uncommon for me in the same day to receive a phone call from the Arkansas Tea Party group, and then 30 minutes later receive a call from a Massachusetts Occupy group, both requesting the governor to speak at their event. What other candidate is out there uniting our country, left, right, and center, around these pivotal and core issues of cleaning up Washington and getting big money out of the system? As the only candidate running for president in 2012 who's ever been a governor, congressman, and a small business owner, clearly he's the most capable, qualified candidate to lead our great nation. Tulane University students, please help me welcome the former governor of Louisiana, Governor Buddy Roemer.
Thank you. Are you going to be able to hear me without the microphone? I feel more comfortable visiting. Thanks, Josh. Good job. It's different. It's deliberately different. If you're comfortable with the political system just like it is, if you're comfortable that your choice is either Romney or Obama, then you're not for me. But if you feel that our country is in some major difficulty, debt that can't be repaid and is accumulating at about $1.25 trillion a year, and you'll have to pay for that. A graduating class that is lucky to have 2 job offers, much less the 27 I had when I graduated. A tax code that cannot be read and treats the average American worker like dirt, while General Electric does not pay 1 damn penny. A system in Washington that is bought and leased by special interests. John McCain and Barack Obama ran for president 4 years ago, and they raised more money from Washington lobbyists and PACs than they did from 32 states combined. Washington's not just broken, it's bought. Look at any issue you want to look at. I'm a diabetic. You see, I deliberately left out my insulin pump. I have a little thing that it hooks here and you never notice it. But I put it up here so you notice. I've been a diabetic for more than 40 years. Insulin dependent. I'll be that way the rest of my life. And I know we need health care reform. Many of you are studying public health or medicine or the medical industry. You know it too. We have a disproportionate number of people in this country who can't afford to be sick. So I was one of those Republicans who, when Barack Obama won and said we'll do health care reform, I said yes. Let's do it right. Let's talk to patients. Let's talk to people. So what did the president do? He called the lobbyists, the lawyers, the insurance companies, the pharmaceutical companies, and you got health care reform that increased the cost of health care. Do you know you live in a nation where insurance companies don't compete across state lines? They have monopolies. Did you know that? Did you know that this is not Barack Obama's fault. Don't misunderstand me. I try to be fair and constructive in my criticism. But our system is not about Democrat and Republican. It's about who runs the country. President Obama called the head of the pharmaceutical industry, their chief lobbyist, and said, look, if you don't oppose my bill, I'll protect you. Read the bill. Pharmaceutical companies don't have to compete. We prevent any competition from Canada. That's nice, isn't it? We prevent pharmaceutical companies from giving price discounts. That's nice, isn't it? It's protected in the law. Why? Money and politics. Money and politics. You think your vote counts? No, it doesn't. The only time you count is when you're old enough or rich enough or desperate enough to give a big check to a politician. I'm the only guy running who's been a congressman and a governor. I've seen the system up close, and I fought it all my life. When I graduated from college, I was 6'2" and weighed about 200 pounds. It's a tough business. Let me summarize and then ask you to do something. I love America. Lucky enough to be in America. 14% of our citizens are foreign born. We are a special nation. We're a nation of all nations. We should protect that. But I think America's in trouble. I think we've allowed our government to be run by GE and Goldman Sachs. I'm a banker. You heard the little resume. Almost $1 billion bank. Started it myself. Citizens Bank. No foreclosures on mortgages. Restructured all debt. No bailout money. Independent and free. And I look at Wall Street. The bailout was $13 trillion for Wall Street banks. Let me say it again. $13 trillion of your money. And they paid not one penny for the right to use that money. And where did Obama go after he signed bank reform, which allows too big to fail to continue? He went to Wall Street, had a fundraiser, $35,000 a ticket, and it was hosted by Goldman friggin' Sachs.
Right.
You think you run this country? They laugh at you. You're young. You're students. You don't give any money. You're not important. I've been in Washington. I've been in the caucuses as a conservative Democrat and heard the Democratic leadership talk about who runs America. And we have to check with Wall Street. And the Republicans are the same way. What did Josh say in his introduction? They're married at the billfold. Look. People are unhappy across this country. The news media haven't discovered it yet. But there's a vast majority of people who are either scared or angry or anxious, aren't they? And some of them are your mother and fathers. They're anxious because they know that your job opportunities were not as good as when they graduated from high school or college. This country has taken a big hit, and it's not well. And what I want is a president free to lead. I want somebody that'll do healthcare reform right, who'll call the doctors and the nurses and the patients to the meeting. And we'll design a better system, won't we? It'll be a better system. I want someone who's been a banker so that he knows bank reform and reinstate Glass-Steagall and make capital ratios larger as a bank grows larger and does away with too big to fail. I'm the only candidate. I'm the first candidate who went to Occupy Wall Street, and there was stunned silence with those young people as somebody with a coat and tie came and actually listened. I've been to Tea Party meetings, laughed at in Washington. Occupy's laughed at in Washington. But Occupy and Tea Party smell the same thing. They smell institutional corruption. I love America. I'm afraid for its future if we just keep sitting on the sidelines and letting the special interests run it. We need to take it back. Now let me tell you how. Now, I'm a guy who ran for Congress with no chance to win. And I lost my first race, and 2 years later I beat it. I'm a guy that's used to starting alone and understating my past, but overstating our future. I am unafraid of long odds. I have built companies from zero and watched them thrive when no one else believed it could be done. This political campaign is not designed to make a statement. We're making a statement. I've been on Good Morning Joe half a dozen times, Stewart's show, all of them. They like this message, but I'm not here to deliver a message. You know what I'm here to do? Be elected President of the United States with your help and bring you to Washington, and let's clean this place up. I would do it with my first bill. No lobbyist would be allowed to bring a check to a politician or have a fundraiser for a politician. You can lobby or raise money. You can't do both. Number two, I would have full disclosure, not partial disclosure. Number three, I'd have 48-hour reporting. You would disclose, and you would disclose a contribution within 48 hours. We would know who gives. That's more important than limits. It's the sunlight of disclosure. 48-hour disclosure. Number four, I would limit PAC contributions to the same as individuals. Did you know that an individual could give $2,500 and a PAC can give $5,000? Why is that? Limit them to the same. Number five, I would do away with super PACs. That's unlimited gifts from the special few. Mitt Romney's gotten $4 $1 million check. Obama is begging for the same money. And number six, I would have criminal penalties on politicians who break the law. You know what the penalty is now?
Slap on the wrist.
That's slap on the wrist. I was going to use another part of the body. That's how you do it. I mean, I believe in budget reform. We can balance it over 5 years. Not Ron Paul's 1 year. That would hurt this economy. But do it with a plan over 5 years. Take out all the energy subsidies. Why should we subsidize oil? Why do we subsidize ethanol? What is wrong with this country? What is wrong with this country? We are broke and we're giving money to Exxon? We can do this. But you won't do budget reform. You won't do tax reform. You won't do immigration reform. You won't do banking reform. You won't do healthcare reform until you reform the corrupt system. Now that's what I'm going to do. But I can't do it alone. And I will not take money from special interests. I have said no. That's my constitutional right. The Supreme Court can vote until hell freezes over. They cannot change my right to tell General Electric, no, thank you. $100 limit, no PACs, no super PACs, everything fully reported. I've had 130,000 contributors. Oh, that's right. No other candidate can say that. Ron Paul comes the closest at about 80,000. 130,000 contributors from every state. I've raised $1 million plus. And I've done it the hard way. Internet. Average people helping me. That's what I need. I need 1 million people to stand with me. The rules of engagement are, in the fall, they have scheduled a series of debates. And normally they're between the Democrat nominee, President Obama, and the Republican nominee, Mitt Romney. That's normal. But the law provides that if you get 15% in a popular poll, a national poll, as a third-party candidate, they have to invite you. The biggest party in America is the Independent Party. The fastest growing party in America is the Independent Party. Those who are aligned with no party. My supporters can be Republican, they can be Democrat, they can be independent. And I don't do it, like I said, just to make a statement. I'm too old to be making statements. I'm 68. I'm a granddaddy. But let me tell you something. I'm alive, and I'm tough as a boot, and I know how to do this job, and I will not compromise on our future. When you look at me, I want you to think economic opportunity. When you look at me, I want you to think a country diverse and free. When you look at me, I want you to think fair play, open play. When you look at me, I want you to think about your future. And I'm asking you to do something that you'll never meet another candidate that will ask you. I'm asking you to contribute $10 or $25 on BuddyRoemer.com and ask 10 friends to do the same. I'm asking you to get on AmericansElect.org and vote for the man who would stand for a better America. I'm not putting anybody else down. I mean, Barack Obama 4 years ago lifted me with his speeches. I had high hopes. I don't put that down. That's a valuable, powerful thing. But this country's in trouble, and we don't need a pretty speech. We need bold action. We need a leader free to lead. We need a people united. We need somebody that's not building the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, but who's committed to building America. Here's what I'll do. I'll announce my running mate in the next few weeks. She or he will be top-notch. They'll be unusual. It won't be another pretty picture. It'll be somebody you can count on, somebody who can take my place at a moment's notice, and somebody who can take part of my agenda and get it done. We will advertise that team across America. I want you to be part of it. I want you to help me on other college campuses. I want you to help me with your friends. I want you to help me with your parents. BuddyRoemer.com, AmericansElect.org. If I can get 1 million of you, I mean, this next week or so, I'm in UCLA. I'm at the University of Washington. I'm at the universities in Boston beginning tomorrow. I mean, I'm going college campus to college campus, and I'm asking you to get involved. Don't leave this election to somebody else. You take it. Can we win?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Who's the next president going to be? You don't know. You're going to decide. Well, I'm asking you, make a decision. Throw deep. I'll take any easy questions.